There are moments in life when nothing makes sense. When the boat sinks, the innocent child is taken and the wall you built is ignored. Even a prophet of Allah once felt this pain. Musa alayhi salam, a man chosen to speak to Allah, was taught a lesson not through words but through patience with what he could not understand. And mention when Musa said to his servant, I will not give up until I reach the junction of the two seas. He was told to travel to meet a servant of Allah who held a different kind of knowledge, hidden wisdom. That man was Al-Khidr. Allah had instructed Prophet Musa alayhi salam to travel to find a servant of Allah who held knowledge that even he, a prophet, did not yet understand. Musa alayhi salam said, I will not stop until I reach the place where the two seas meet, even if it takes me years. So he set out with his young servant Yusha ibn Nun. They carried with them a fish, which Allah told them would be the sign. Wherever the fish disappeared, that would be the place to find the one they were searching for. After a long journey, they reached the meeting point of the two seas. They rested on a rock and the fish came to life. It slipped into the sea in a strange way, creating a tunnel-like path. But the boy forgot to tell Prophet Musa. He remembered later and said, Shaitan made me forget to mention it. So they retraced their steps. And when they returned to the rock, they found him, the servant of Allah, Al-Khidr. When Musa found him, he humbly requested, May I follow you, so that I may learn what Allah has taught you. But Al-Khidr gave a clear warning. You won't be able to remain patient with me. You'll see things that don't make sense to you. Still, Musa insisted, and the test of patience began. First, they boarded a boat. It belonged to poor fishermen, struggling people, grateful to simply survive. But then Musa watched in shock as Al-Khidr damaged the boat with his own hands, ripping out a plank and leaving it vulnerable to the sea. Musa couldn't stay silent. He cried out, Have you damaged this boat to drown its people? This is wrong. But Al-Khidr gently reminded him, Didn't I tell you, you wouldn't be able to bear it? Then they came across a young boy, innocent, smiling, alive. And without any explanation, Al-Khidr killed the child. Musa was deeply disturbed. He said, How could you kill a soul without right? And again, Al-Khidr said, Didn't I remind you, you wouldn't have patience? Finally, they entered a town, hungry, tired. They asked for food, rest, but the people were cold and heartless. No one helped them. And yet, Al-Khidr repaired a wall that was falling apart for free. No thanks, no payment. This time, Musa said, You could have at least asked for some payment for that work. 3 events, each one more confusing than the last, each one testing the limits of patience, each one a mystery until now. Then came the parting of ways. Al-Khidr turned to Musa and finally revealed the wisdom behind everything. The boat belonged to poor men. A tyrant king was seizing all good ships, damaging it, protected it. The boy would have grown up as a disbeliever, hurting his righteous parents. Allah planned to replace him with a better child. The wall hid a treasure for 2 orphan boys. Their righteous father had left it. Allah wanted them to grow up and receive it at the right time. What looked like harm was protection. What looked like cruelty was mercy. What looked unfair was part of a divine plan. Even Musa, a prophet of Allah, didn't understand at first. And that is the lesson. Ibn al-Jawzi said, This story is a mirror into the unseen, a reassurance that Allah is in full control even when we are confused. Even Musa, a prophet of Allah, didn't understand at first. And that is the lesson. When things in life make no sense, when the boat sinks, when the child is taken, when the wall is built for people who reject you, just know Allah sees what you do not, and His mercy is hidden in places we may never expect. Make a dua, Ya Allah, help me trust your plan. Share this with someone going through confusion. Subscribe for more stories that heal the heart.